Most businesses that go on the market never actually sell. Not because they're bad businesses, because they weren't ready for it. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what buyers are looking for and the 5 things that can either kill a deal or clinch one. Speaking to a business owner who had been trying to sell for the last 18 months, 2 buyers had walked away and a third had got halfway through due diligence then pulled out. He couldn't understand why. The business was profitable, had been running for about 12 years. He had built something genuinely good, but when we looked at it properly, the picture was clear. 70% of his revenue was coming from 2 clients. He was the one person who had all the relationships with both of them. There was no management team, and the accounts hadn't been filed for the last 2 years. None of those things are unfixable, but by the time we had a conversation, he had already lost 18 months and 2 serious buyers. He didn't have a bad business, he just had one that was unprepared. Here's what buyers are actually looking for and the 5 things worth fixing before you put it on the market. Owner's dependency. This is one of the biggest killers of the deal in the market. If the business relies on you for key relationships, the key decision maker, the key knowledge, a buyer is essentially buying a job, not a business. Start delegating. Build a management team. Make sure the business can run for a week without you, and then for a month without you. Buyers pay significantly more for a business that they don't need the seller to keep operating. Fix 2, clean up your finances. 3 years of filed accounts is the baseline. If your accounts are late, inconsistent, or full of personal expenses, that needs explaining. Buyers will lose confidence quick. The fix, get your accounts in order at least 2 years before you plan to sell. Work with your accountant to normalise your profit figure, stripping out one-off costs and personal expenses so that the true earnings are clear. 3 is customer concentration. If 1 or 2 of your clients make up more than 30% of your revenue, buyers see this as a significant risk. Lose one of those clients post-completion and the business you brought looks very different. The fix, diversify your client base before you sell. If the concentration is unavoidable, make sure those client relationships are documented, contracted, and not dependent on your personal relationship to be there. Staff and systems. Buyers want to see teams that can operate without the owner and systems that can make the business predictable and repeatable. A business that runs on attribute knowledge and informal processes are harder to value and harder to buy. The fix, document your processes, make sure the key staff have proper contracts and clear roles. There are people the business generally depends on, make sure they're not likely to leave at a moment the sale is announced. The handover plan. Buyers need confidence that the business will keep running after you leave. Without a clear handover plan, who does what gets transferred, what does the transition look like, the risk feels higher and the price will reflect that. Think about the handover process before the start. What would the buyer need to know? Who would they need to meet? And how long would a sensible transition period take? Having answered those questions already builds confidence and moves the deal forward. None of these things are unfixable, but it takes time, which is why the business owners with the best outcomes are the ones to start preparing 2 to 3 years before they put the business on the market. If you're thinking about selling in the next few years, and the best thing you could do right now is to look at your business through the buyer's eyes. What would concern you? Start there. Get in touch through the link below. If you'd like a private conversation about your situation,